Good morning, everyone. This is Dan Onofrio with the Bridgeport Regional Business Council. I appreciate you all joining us this morning. I know everyone's time is valuable, but we wanted to get this pretty important information out to the business community related to the Neighborhood Assistance Act. And I think we've got a great conversation, an informative conversation lined up here for you. On the panel here, we have Carol Antrum from the Burroughs Community Center, Al Carbone and Lori DeStefano from UI AVANGRID, who participated in this program for many, many years. And then Max Perez from the Office of Planning and Economic Development with the City of Bridgeport, who assists our nonprofit organizations through this process as well. So again, I appreciate everyone's time. We're going to be recording this session for those who are unable to join us today in the hopes that we can circulate this out to the business community to inform them on how this program works and what are the advantages of it and why they should participate or at least consider participating in the Neighborhood Assistance Act. So with that, I'll pass it on to Carol. Again, thank you, Carol, for organizing this and in partnership here with the BRBC, and I look forward to learning some information myself. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Good morning, everyone. So we all know that a healthy, strong community is good for everyone who works and lives here. And so many in the Bridgeport Regional Business Council contribute to our community's health in so many ways. This morning, we're going to be sharing information about the Connecticut Neighborhood Assistance Act and how this is yet another way that businesses and nonprofits can work together for everyone's benefit. The idea behind the NAA program is really to encourage businesses who have a tax liability to invest in local programs. That helps us keep funding here, right here in our community, instead of having it go to the state level. And then in exchange for these cash donate contributions, the businesses can receive a tax credit of either 100% or 60%. They receive 60% credits for contributions made to programs and initiatives in nonprofits, and 100% for energy conservation programs. And it really is a win-win program for everyone. In the businesses, like we said, they get the 60 or 100% tax credit, an opportunity to make a positive impact in the community, enhances the community image or the image in the community. In many cases, it's some free positive PR for social media posts, press releases, signs, and local organizations around town. It can also increase employee morale through engagement opportunities and volunteer opportunities, and just knowing that the organization that they work for feels it's important to give back to others. For nonprofits, obviously increased funding for programs and services, including those energy conservation projects. New long-term partnerships can be developed, and increased business interest in their mission, and perhaps additional volunteers for projects as well. The community benefits from expanded and better funded programs, which of course create a stronger community. And through the energy conservation programs, it's also helping to make our communities more green and energy efficient, saving money, having more resources available to nonprofits to run their essential programs. For the nonprofits, you do need to be a 501c3 organization to be able to apply, and you need to be running or offering programs that are listed here on the slide. It's a little bit of everything. You can take a look at those. I'm not going to read through all of them, but it's really any of those programs plus any programs serving people that are at least 75% of whom are at an income. A low income. So we have Max with us today, Max Perez. Max,
Good
if you
morning.
would like to go over kind of your experience with the NAA program, its benefits, and then I have a slide of kind of the steps to go through as well.
Good morning to all. My name is Max Perez. I'm the Director of Business Development here at the City of Bridgeport, and I've been the liaison for the NAA since 2005. So I've been doing this for quite a long time. The process is a very simple process. The DRS will put out an application in April, and I have a list of nonprofits that I reach out to. We do have public hearings to make sure that the community is aware, or nonprofits are aware, that this program is out there. In general, I get the same 48, 52 nonprofits, local nonprofits in the local area applying. So the word gets around and people are aware. I think the toughest part is raising the money, reaching out to companies which are willing to donate money for these tax credits. My process on the application is a very simple 4-page application with a copy of their 990s tax returns. We basically run it through the city council, and then it gets put together and it gets underwritten by DRS, and DRS will approve the tax credits to the nonprofit. But the application is a very simple application that it gets put through. They really are not. I don't see any difficult questions that any nonprofits are not able to answer. If there's any questions out there that want to come, you may want to ask, I'd be happy to, to answer those questions. Or if anybody wants to reach out to the City of Bridgeport at any time, I'm here from 9 to 5, so I'm willing to help in any way that I can.
Great. And Max, I do have your contact information included on the last screen, the last slide here in today's presentation as well. So thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let me, I'm
Yeah.
getting a whole bunch of texts from nonprofits. I just got a text from someone. I won't relay who I won't tell you who texted me, but yes, it is too late to apply. The deadline for the applications are July 10th. And we're way past July 10th. So if, next year in April, you usually got from April to July to submit your application to the City of Bridgeport. So it gives you, quite a bit of time to submit by the time I go to City Council and get this stuff approved. But like I said, it's someone just did text me, and it is too late to apply at this particular time.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. We were hoping to get the word out to a lot of businesses. For the nonprofits that are just joining today and haven't done this before, you'll have a good step ahead for next year, getting your list together of organizations that you want to reach out to and things like that. So from the business eligibility side, it is available to any businesses who pay the following taxes on the slide here. But so there's many tax categories that apply. Of course, you would want to be sure you're contacting your tax professional sharing the information about the Neighborhood Assistance Act and making sure that you qualify. That would be the first step for the businesses. And then, as Max said, on the Department of Revenue Service website, as of September 1st, the list is posted of the nonprofit organizations who had applied and were approved. So you can take a look through that, see what organizations you're interested in supporting. And then you would complete Form NAA2. The important part of that, all this information is on the Department of Revenue website, but the important thing are the dates that you are able to do that. It is a pretty short window of time. Typically, it's September 15th through October 1st. I believe, and Max, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this year it was actually extended to October 3rd.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so you would go online and fill out that form. Minimum contribution is $250 and maximum is $150,000. So there's a big range of how you can choose to support. And then at this point, it would be great if Al and Lori could chime in, and UI and AVANGRID has been committed to having a positive impact in the community for so long, and that's demonstrated through all of your dedication and creating partnerships and supporting organizations who are focused on the well-being of the people in the communities where you serve. We're very thankful for that. One of the ways that you do this is through the NAA program, and would love for you to share a little bit about your experience by responding to a couple questions, if you guys are okay with that.
Sure.
Sure,
Okay.
absolutely.
First is, how long have you been contributing through the NAA program, and why do you feel it's important to invest in the community?
Well, first of all, thanks for having Lori and myself. I'm Al Carbone. I'm director of our state government and community relations companies in Connecticut. So it's UI, Southern Connecticut Gas, and Connecticut Natural Gas. And so in the Bridgeport area, we have UI and Southern Connecticut Gas. So it is very important. We've been doing this since 2004, but just probably in just given a perspective is, since 2010, we've probably given in tax credits well over $4 million to probably thousands of organizations in that 12 inch. Typically in an average year, 50 to 70 organizations are going to receive tax credits from our program through our three companies. So it's exciting, but again, realize we're a utility company, right? We've been here for over 100 years. These are our customers. And the great part of the NAA is that it focuses on energy conservation projects. That's our bailiwick. That's what we do. We want our organizations, again, we know energy prices are high. That's a burden for all organizations, especially nonprofits. So when they're committed to improving their facilities with energy conservation programs, that's one of the best programs that as a utility we offer, our conservation and load management programs. So to fund these and to give tax credits, it's so easy for us. We know, yes, you talked about it in the slides. It's about great publicity and in the photo ops, but we're helping organizations thrive because that's what we're here for. Our employees live and work here. They take advantage and are participants in these organizations. So we know that it's important to us because we're not going anywhere. Our utilities are here. We have to serve our customers. So to be able to really provide these tax credits fits into what we're doing here. We have to deliver reliable, electric and gas service. And so, we're so excited that we can be able to do this. Lori from our team kind of leads this project with us every year, and she's on top of it. This is crunch time, as you saw in a couple slides. September 15th. So it's going to be an exciting time for some organizations who are going to, receive the awards. So again, we're really happy to do this, and we figure this is just part of our day-to-day operations and living and working in these communities.
That's great. Thank you so much. Is any part of the process when you're applying to be a qualified business and sponsor one or more, well, you sponsor many organizations, is any of it extremely difficult, time consuming, or labor intensive?
I can jump in here, Al. Honestly, because as Al said, this year we're actually looking to support 76 organizations. So as it is time consuming, but as Al said, it's worth it. And when I reach out to these organizations, they are very happy to hear from us. So
Yes,
as anything good, there's a little work behind it.
absolutely.
I've actually got it into a routine how I do it and seems to be working out well.
Sure, that's great. Do you have any advice for any of the smaller businesses who, may not have participated in the past, about, why they should participate? And obviously it's very time consuming and labor intensive for you all because you're giving to so many. A smaller business may just want to give to a few. What advice do you have for them?
I would say, yeah, I'll say it this way, is that if you have a community, like everyone talks about community relations strategies, right? We want to be good in the community. We want to be part of our, our community. This is a no-brainer because if you're a taxpayer and you fit in the qualifications, it's the best way. Everybody always wants money for organizations and, in this, and you can't give it to everybody. But when you're focused, it's a focused community relations strategy and a tactic for us. And I think as a business, if you're small, look around you. How do you help people? What do you do with your products and services? And where can we partner with people? And I think it's just part of your marketing strategies and your community relations strategies, because as a business and operating in the state of Connecticut, that's the most important thing. If you're not willing to be part of your community, yeah, it's nice to give, $500 to this, and you want to, everyone wants, their money and see to help their events and their bottom line. But this actually helps our communities because it's getting them to, as a business, invest in somebody else.
And being that they're smaller, the process won't be as labor intensive. So that's a huge plus right there.
Yeah.
And there's competition too. And to Lori's point is that a smaller business, you don't have to fund 76 like a UI and SCG and CNG are going to do. Focus on one or two. Have a small win. Partner with an organization that your employees may want to volunteer for, and then you can give them as tax credit. It helps. Every little bit helps. The more businesses, from perspective that look at it that way, how else can we, benefit and help our communities? Because our employees probably live there. Their children may invest, and participate in those programs. So it's not just hey, you're getting a tax credit and, because you want to, do something. It's about how do we invest because we support, where we are located because we're all in this together.
Yeah, absolutely. And from a nonprofit perspective, it certainly does make a huge difference and, helps us deliver all of those essential services. Are there any, Dan or Kate, are there any questions out there or any nonprofits or businesses who have participated who would like to add any input?
It looks like Elena asked if it can be an LLC or must it be a C Corp?
So I think I am not the person to answer that question. I would recommend that anyone speak with their tax professionals about whether they can apply, but I do believe it is for C Corps.
And there's also a number to call on the DRS website with any questions.
Yes.
I think you are correct. It's a C Corp. It's not an LLC.
Okay. Anything else out there, Kate, that we should address?
I think another question just mentioned, if you've applied and were approved, do you have eligible partner companies? How would that work?
I don't think I fully get the question.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I think that is probably where you would be reaching out to businesses yourself to find those connections, or whether it's building new relationships or working with your community business partners that you might have worked with in the past.
I can just say quickly that I get organizations reaching out to me almost immediately after they put their applications in. So I don't know if there's a way to find out what businesses are participating, so they would know who to reach out to.
I usually give that advice to the applicants. As soon as they submit the application, I advise the applicants to start reaching out to the companies to start raising the money, because the application 99.9% will get approved. Like I said, I've been doing this since 2005. I have never seen anyone get rejected.
And in thinking about, I just saw a question pop up about finding the list of who participates. Reach out, and maybe the company you're reaching out to doesn't even know this process exists. Might be another way to get the word out.
Right, that's part of the hope of this webinar, and reaching out to, there are a lot of businesses who are eligible to participate who currently don't. And when I was speaking with different businesses asking, a lot of these questions, all the businesses who are participating, just like you guys are saying today, are saying there's no reason not to participate. And that if someone's not participating that qualifies, it's probably because they don't know about it, or they think the process is too overwhelming. So I think you're absolutely right. From the nonprofit side, we want to make sure we are sharing this information with businesses we have relationships with, so that they can have a benefit for the business and also continue to contribute to the community. So I do think it is a lot of reaching out to not necessarily just the organizations that are on the list, which that is posted on the website and certainly helpful, but seeing if we can get some additional businesses to be participating.
I'm going to put in a little plug for an event that the BRBC is planning presented by M&T Bank, and it's going to be at the Wakeman Boys and Girls Club. It's going to be on Tuesday, November 15th, and it's actually going to be an event where we bring the business community and nonprofit community together to learn about all the wonderful programming's happening in our region. And it's going to be a great way for businesses to make connections for places where their employees may be able to volunteer. Maybe they support the mission, and they can also kind of get to learn what are the different community programs that do exist if they did want to start some sort of community initiative. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be November 15th. It's going to be a great way for the business and nonprofit community to come together.
That sounds great. Lori or Al, did you have anything else you wanted to add today?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I just think from our perspective at UI, it's, in SCG and CNG, it's something that obviously as a larger company, we have 1,600 employees in the state, so it makes a lot of sense for us. But I think the point is, though, is that as smaller businesses pop up and can contemplate, and they say, well, we don't have a community relations person, or our tax department doesn't, it's overwhelming, like the stuff is to start small and try it, with one or two organizations, and partner with somebody and get those small wins and see the impact that they make, with that contribution. And that was I think our advice is, we're looked to, always carry the ball, because we're the utility, we're a regulated utility. We have to service people people come to us first. But I think for, other businesses, especially the smaller ones, try it first, try one or two, get involved with this. And then you can always grow it. And I think that's, the next time we have this, in 2023, it would be nice to have some, businesses who tried it for the first time, maybe this year or next year and see their reaction to it.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. Two other businesses that were hoping to be with us today and weren't able to, who participate, kind of echoing the same thing that Al and Lisa have been sharing, Bigelow and Santa Fuel, about, that they feel it's very important to give back to the community, keep money here in our community, helping nonprofits provide critical programs. Money we have to pay anyway. Real funds can be infused into the community by participating. So just a few other things. I love the idea of hopefully a new business who participates this year coming on and joining us next year. That would be great. And new nonprofits also would be wonderful. Some of the contact information we spoke about earlier here on this slide. That's a really long website, but if you just go to connecticut.gov DRS and search the NAA 2022, it'll take you to that link. And then some phone numbers and emails as well. Any other questions or comments that we should be addressing before we sign off? Okay, I guess we are all set. Thank you so much, everyone, all the panelists, as well as all the people who joined us today. Hope this information was helpful. You've got some people to contact if you need more information. And hope you all have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Great. Thank you again, everyone.